Thank you.
So good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us from all over. I know we even friends from Europe today. And I'm here with Jayne Macau. We just started working together not too long ago. I had the chance to go and visit you in your beautiful country, part of Canada, and then visit some of the villas. So it's absolutely outstanding, and would love for you to tell us more, Jayne.
Great. Thank you, Dominique, for having me. And I look forward to introducing all of you to Jayne's Luxury Rentals in the famous or becoming more famous Muskoka, Canada. It really is an amazing spot that the Canadian government has not been promoting. Canada spends a lot of money on Western Canada, the Rockies, and Eastern Canada, but there's very little that is known about the area that is within 2.5 hours of Toronto. Canada, actually Toronto is one of the wealthiest cities. It's the 12th wealthiest city in the world. And the reason why it attracts such wealth is because of the amenities that are drive-to available on weekends. Muskoka has long been a destination for the wealthy and celebrities that know about it. And the reason it is so beautiful is because of the crystal clear waters, the amenities that are close by, restaurants, flower shops, specialty food stores, etc. And I started this business about 10 years ago, knowing that there was a lot of interest in Muskoka and there was nobody servicing the clientele that many of the owners here are interested in. So anyways, as you can see, this is the property on Lake Lake Joseph. The 3 lakes will be described later. And this one has a private pool. It's on our website as Avonlea. So I started the business in 2010, as I said, 2014. We have branched to all areas within 2.5 hours of Toronto, including Collingwood, Georgian Bay, Kawarthas, and Lake Simcoe. In 2019, 5 years after I started the business, I was awarded the Canadian Best Female Entrepreneur of the Year. And that was based on very good business results. It's sponsored by RBC, the largest bank in Canada. Here are some of our properties that you can rent. This one's called Manor Ridge. These are all on my website. Hamilton Point Lake House, Kismet. Here you can see, the water being shallow and sandy. The top right is a sport court, and the bottom is a beautiful Muskoka room. Muskoka rooms are indoor-outdoor rooms. All of those windows would open, and it is shut off from the rest of the house. But it's a great way to enjoy the outdoors, but being indoors. This is a property called Land Before Time. It's because it has a raptor, Toronto Raptors, in the living room. A grown-up raptor. And beautiful feature about this cottage is its hand-carved sauna on the bottom right. This is called Lake Joe's First Class. I'd like everybody to draw their attention to the amazing outdoor furniture. Muskoka actually has a store called Muskoka Living, and it does a ton of business up here. And they actually have moved their manufacturing to LA, but it is the prices are unreal, so expensive. And most of the cottages that I represent would be outfitted largely with Muskoka Living furniture. In terms of the luxury concierge services, we do a lot of private chef business. Currently, we have a guest in-house right now that is kosher, and that is no problem with our chefs. And not only do we have a full day chef at the rental that is in-house right now, but many of our private chefs are just dinner time chefs, if you would like. Any toys that are at the cottage, a lot of the cottages contain water toys like you see in the pictures, but if they don't, we rent them. There's hot tubs and exercise equipment. We have Pelotons for rent. We have weight benches for rent. And of course, if you wanted a fitness trainer or whatever, that would be no problem. We have several black cars available for airport pickup. We do a lot of boat tours. So these are private tours that we have in a pontoon boat that we go around and look at the beautiful scenery and the cottages that are just, it is sort of like being, you know, on Rodeo Drive in California, but we actually get to see them from the lakeside. One $20 million cottage by the next $20 million cottage by the next $20 million cottage. It's really quite incredible. Of course, we have shopping service, our 5-star linen service and cleaning. We have 2 houses in Port Carling, and I have 30 Filipino cleaners that do an incredible job. All of our staff are uniformed, from our property people to our concierge people, to our cleaners, to our personal concierge. Everybody has a Jayne shirt, or our personal concierge has a Jayne's pin. Other services we provide are massage therapy, yoga. You will see it if you follow us on Instagram. You'll see that these guests in-house recently had massage therapy last weekend, and we have a picture on our Instagram of that. And then we also have customizable experiences that you would like if you want to design something, corporate events and weddings. Okay, so just
Welcome to Jayne's Luxury Rentals, your luxury accommodation partner for experiencing Ontario cottage country, home to over 1,500 sparkling lakes fringed in stunning landscapes of natural scenery, palatial cottages, golf clubs, and charming resorts. Going to the cottage has always been the Toronto elite's way of saying that they are escaping to their second home, located on one of Ontario's lakefront regions. These cottages are a short drive from Toronto, traveling on safe highways for easy access to rural Ontario, where family and friends can come and vacation in the beautiful Ontario outdoors, all 4 seasons. Most recently, Jayne's is featured in the world's leading travel and leisure magazine. Based in New York, Travel and Leisure has 4.8 million readers and 7.2 million followers. As outlined in the article, Jayne's offers a quintessential Canadian cottage experience and a range of ultra-luxury properties located on the shores of Ontario's lake region. Within a 2.5-hour drive or a 30-minute flight from Toronto will bring you to this luxurious life of cottage country. And once up north, it's easy to while away your days boating, hiking, biking, and lounging lakeside in a Muskoka chair, Ontario's version of the Adirondack chair, while appreciating both simple sunsets and flashy speedboats. Secluded cottages provide the perfect paparazzi escape where celebrities can come and vacation peacefully with their friends and family. Jayne's offers a selection of luxurious private cottage properties that will exceed your expectations. Our properties are fully stocked and equipped with everything you'll need for a comfortable and memorable stay. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage nestled in the woods or a large lakeside home with a large dock and entertaining area, we have a rental that will suit your needs. Count on Jayne for all your needs such as shopping service, housekeeping, linen changes, private chefs, party planning, massage therapy, car and water taxi. We have it all. So come and experience the beauty of Ontario cottage country with Jayne's Luxury Rentals. We can't wait to welcome you to our stunning region.
Thank you, Jayne. Great video, huh?
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back. Cindy, can you help me go back?
I was so impressed to see all the celebrities who've been posting on social media. So yeah, I think not everybody knew about this area. I didn't know myself until I met you. Huh?
Thank you. All right, can you do it? I'm just trying to get back to the presentation here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so There we go. I think it's right here.
Yep.
Present. Sorry about that, everybody. There we go. All right. So here we can see that this was in 2023. We are starting to get a lot of media now, meaning this area is starting to get a lot of media. Recently, this is from last year, Travel and Leisure. They actually mentioned my company as being offering the ultra luxe properties. Just recently, it was also in Hello Magazine from the UK and BuzzFeed from New York. Here is one in the Toronto blog TO. This is one of our properties. And, you know, it is, there also is a JW Marriott in our region as well. Also, I handle the rentals at 2 resorts locally here, the 2 most famous resorts, which is Windermere Resort on Lake Rosso and Lake Joe Club on Lake Joe. They both have smaller villas and units. So in the Lake Joe is a club link course. And so for any golfers that do want to have experience at Club Link golf courses, there's 3 private courses around here, and you could actually stay right at a Lake Joe villa. And Windermere is just a very famous spot. It's great because it has a beautiful veranda. Unfortunately, I couldn't take Dominique there when she came because we couldn't boat to Windermere. You can drive too, but anyways, it's great to boat. And it has a beautiful sunsets. It has a beautiful veranda where, you know, I have seen both Goldie Hawn and Cindy Crawford before and their families. People just let them walk right through. And they have a sushi menu and also a fine dining. So anyways, yeah, so going through, we're only sharing celebrities that have shared themselves on social media. We have to be very discreet about who we're renting to, and even our owners that we are renting. We actually have quite a few celebrities where we are renting their cottages when they can't be here. And so, yes, we do have some very famous owners that you would never think would rent their cottage, but they do because they have several homes and they say, why not? And I know that they love sharing Muskoka. That's what everybody, you know, that's the thing, is it really is a super special place. Here's some more. So Austin Butler, Lisa Rennie, and Harry Hamill, and Kevin O'Leary. Here's a great line from Kate Hudson when she was at TIFF, which is the Toronto International Film Festival. They said to her, "What do you love about Canada?" And she said, "I love Muskoka." Oh. And here's a picture of Connor McDavid and his wife, or his wife to be, Lauren. He has a cottage in Muskoka, and he is getting married in Muskoka this summer. On that note, many hockey players, the Toronto hockey players, have cottages in Muskoka, and they make this their primary residence because the real estate value of Muskoka is the highest real estate in Canada. And so even if they have a property in Toronto, they you know, declare this as their private residence. Just some more articles that came out recently. All of these are as I said, the Hello one is as of March 2024. And then we have Forbes, BuzzFeed, etc. Want to give you some background on the area. Muskoka was founded in the early 1900s by Pittsburgh industrialists, Andrew Carnegie, Richard Mellon, and George Westinghouse. They would travel from Pittsburgh by train, and then they would they would go to a dock, a local dock, and it would take them by steamship to their properties. they built what we called back then Millionaires Row, which are these huge mansions on Lake Muskoka. If anybody knows the area, it's the Beaumaris area. It was the first area that was founded on Lake Muskoka. Of course, sunset view, pretty flat land, close to some of the two little villages around. Most of the villages are like 20 minutes away from any cottage. So you're always close enough to a town that has food stores and drugstores and stuff like that. But anyways, they found Millionaires Row, and that's how it started to become famous. And these mansions are still there today. And, you know, when we're talking mansions, we're talking like 20-bedroom mansions. And some of them have 4 boathouses, and those boathouses include sleeping. Now we've been, Millionaires Row has been one-upped because now we have Billionaires Row. Billionaires Row is on the north end of Lake Joe, and it was founded by when Duke Ellington and Clark Gable and Frank Sinatra came to play up in this region. And it is on the north end of Lake Joseph. And there again is you know, rows of cottages that look like what you see in the picture, but really now everywhere in Muskoka looks like this, especially, yeah, mostly on Lake Rosso and Lake Joe, but Lake Muskoka also. So what happened with Lake Muskoka was founded first, it became more dense, and so then we started moving up to Lake Rosso and Lake Joe. All of the lakes are connected, and so you can make a very long day of it. So anyways, let's give some information about these 3 lakes. And what about the country? So Canada is ranked #1 in the top 15 safest countries in the world. There's a link to this later in the presentation. It was by Berkshire Hathaway in 2024. Spoke about it before, is the glistening crystal clear waters. People come here from California, people come here from Europe, and they say that there's no water like Muskoka. It's crystal clear. You can't just go and drive a boat that is safe. It's calm enough for boats. A lot of larger lakes are not calm enough to easily drive a boat. You can rent a boat. We will help you, of course, rent a boat, but they will give you a temporary boater's license. So you will be able to, you know, have your own boat, have your own jet ski, explore the lakes. If you want a boat captain while you're here to drive you around, give you tours, that's all fine. But the lakes are really, that's one of the best things about Muskoka, is the fact that you go out in your boat all day, and we call it destination boating. You get up in the morning, you jump in the boat, you go for coffee, you go for a little tour around. The kids jump off in the middle of the lake and get a swim. They can go water skiing and stuff like that. Then in the afternoon, you might go to the Lake Joe Club for lunch and, you know, continue on your day. You can dock into Port Carling, dock into Bala, go shopping in the little, in these villages and that sort of thing. Okay, as you can see, the lakes are quite large, and so it allows you for lots of time to spend on the water. And this year, we just got recognized as Toronto International Airport as one of the best 3 airports serving more than 40 million passengers a year. So a lot of people do fly into Toronto, but there's also people that would like to fly by charter plane or by seaplane directly to Muskoka. If you fly into Toronto, we could pick you up and take you to the private airport, which is 10 minutes away from Toronto Pearson, and then put you onto an appropriate aircraft, depending if you're flying into one of the two Muskoka airports, or if you're flying directly to your cottage. Here we can see, so in Muskoka, there are 2 airports. One is Parry Sound, which is on the west side of Muskoka, and one is, Muskoka Airport is on the west side, and Parry Sound's on the east side. Maybe I got that wrong. So anyways, if you have a jet, obviously you fly into one of those airports, they have customs, or you can fly in by seaplane. You would not believe how many seaplanes you see in Muskoka. I have 2 seaplanes in my bay, and I have a few friends that have seaplanes. Okay. When to come to Muskoka? Climate change has really boosted up June and September weather. As you can see, June is as hot as July and August now over the last 4 years. It is over 75 degrees in Muskoka, and September averages about 68. In terms of the boats, like everybody so many people love the boats. All of, the hockey players have the boats and all that kind of stuff, and you can rent the boats. So there's pontoon boats, which are very easy to drive. It's sort of like driving a bumper car at a fair. So anyways, they have big, tubes around it, so you bounce off anywhere. They're great for cruising. And then the top right is a Donzi, if anybody's heard of a Donzi. And then on the left is a Chris Craft, I believe. And on the right is a wakeboard or a wake surf boat where you can go surfing behind. Wooden boats are very popular in Muskoka. And then that's another picture of a Chris Craft on the right. And of course, jet skis. Here we have a map that basically, you can follow or you can make your own map, but it basically is taking you on a tour of the area. It's about a 4-hour tour, and you're starting in Gravenhurst at the wharf. You're going through Millionaires Row, you're going into Port Carling, you're stopping at Windermere, you're going to the Rossall Falls. You're going back into Port Sandfield, which is the way into Lake Joe, passing by the Lake Joe Water's Edge restaurant, maybe stopping for ice cream there, stopping at the market. The market has, fresh flowers and fresh produce and all that kind of stuff. There's cliff jumping, there's swimming between these huge rocks. We call it Mermaid's Row, and that's sort of it. So anyways, that can take you hours. And then you just admire the beautiful water, the scenery, and of course, the crazy cottages. Here, obviously, there's lots of water sports to be done. We have water instruction available. And so that you can even get flyboard instruction. You can see here wakeboarding, water skiing. We have wake surf instructors. And of course, there's beautiful for paddling and stand-up paddle, kayaking, etc. The whole thing about this area is it's super family oriented. It is a real gathering spot for multi-generational families or just single families. And the time at the cottage is really special. I hope you see on some of our materials a podcast where Kurt Russell and Dax Shepard talk about Muskoka and how they just made these memories at the cottage, swimming and just being together and hanging out. Like I find that when you're at the cottage, that's when you really get to just enjoy and chill and stuff like that. Anyways, there's also kids camps. So as I said before, the Lake Joseph Club has kids camp daily. So you can sign in for 1 day, 3 days a week, etc. And then there's water ski camps. So you can go to a camp for water skiing, or we can bring the instructor to your dock. Here's some pictures of my staff and delivering kayaks and groceries, etc. Here's some of our vehicles and some of our staff at one of our properties. Here is a housekeeping video. I'm not going to go through it, but basically this is our special sauce, is our hotel clean properties. I often call ourselves a 5-star decentralized hotel because really that's what we are. So our guests arrive and every single drawer, every single bed, everything is like cleaned like a hotel. The cutlery is lined up. It is, unbelievable. Our bedrooms are all set up the same way. Our bathrooms are all set up the same way. So when you go to a Jayne's Cottage and you come again, you know that it is what you're going to get, and the way it's laid out is all on our brand, is completely branded this way. And that's why we do have a very strong repeat guest rate. First-time guests spend about $25,000. Second-time guests spend $54,000. So, and 72% of our revenue last year was repeat guests. And so the area delivers, our service delivers, but really we are considered like a 5-star hotel that is decentralized across 300 locations. Here are some of the parties. So we're doing a very big wedding this summer, which I mentioned before, at one of our most exclusive properties. And we also can help with any sort of wedding planning that goes on, or event planning. We have musicians, he's great. And have the whole, of course we have caterers and stuff like that, but with my large staff, they are also doing serving and stuff like that. Muskoka proper, if you can believe it, has 5 of the top 100 courses. So 5 of the top 100 courses in Canada are actually in Muskoka. Some of these courses are private, but many of them are not, like Muskoka Bay Resort, Rocky Crest are not private. I can get you into any course because so just let me know and we can get you into any course. But there's Overberg is actually going to be hosting the MCAA 2024 Men's Championship in September. And, September is a great time to come here. September is really great, and so is June. July and August are pretty busy. Hiking, obviously, lots of great, beautiful scenery in hiking. Not only do we have it in Muskoka, but Algonquin Park, which is everybody knows about in Canada, is about 40 minutes away from here. Of course, there's fishing, and not only is there fishing in the summer, there's ice fishing. So unfortunately, we had only a few days where the ice was frozen over this year, but it's a very fun pastime. Some of the best cycling because, we have a lot of expensive cottages and a very strong tax base up here. The roads are beautiful. So not only do we have great cycling, but we also have a lot of car rallies that go on. So Porsches go through and, vintage cars and all that kind of stuff. Corvettes. So why Jayne's? We have 300 beautiful cottages, all within 2.5 hours. Talking about the five-star hotel quality experience, a totally committed staff that are there with you every step of the way. And then our concierge services are very complete. I think you will find that you will get exactly what we have at any hotel. And just seeing, also wanted to say that our cottages are also very well equipped because these are people's homes, and the owners normally rent it out for about a month a year. So they have puzzles, they have games, they have corn throw and outdoor games. And so it's so family oriented and it's right there for you. In terms of some reviews that we've got, Jayne's has one of the strongest track records across vacation rental providers in all North America, with nearly a decade of experience providing remarkable experience all over the world and hundreds of 5-star reviews. You can have a peace of mind that your clients are in good hands. Some other ones I would recommend: Jayne's cottages. Let's just see if I can. They make your stay so perfect with their communication with you. On that note, after a reservation is confirmed, our concierge department reaches out to them and asks if there's anything that we can help with during their stay. And we have very personalized experience. to the cleanliness of the cottage, to having it stocked with all the necessary items to get your vacation started, to the gift basket, immediate response and resolution to any problems that arise, and their linen cleaning and concierge program. This was a lovely cottage, great location, very clean upon arrival. We've rented before and have peace of mind that a Jayne's cottage will meet high standards. This cottage did not disappoint. Our entire experience with Jayne's was top-notch, from booking to answering questions during our stay. Incredible. This is a spot that ran on YouTube. I don't know if it's... Okay, so...
Come experience Muskoka with Jayne's Luxury Rentals, where you can book your very own private lakefront vacation home, surrounded by stunning landscapes and crystal clear water. Our range of ultra-luxe properties and concierge offerings are designed to cater to your every need, all in the heart of Canada's most sought-after destination, just 2 hours from Toronto. Your luxury stay awaits. Visit Jayne'sLuxuryRentals.com today.
Okay, now I gotta go back. All right, so anyways, that's the end of our presentation. I think I'll stop sharing.
Thank
And that's great. Over to you, Dominique.
you. Thank you very much, Jayne. I'm so happy we work together, because when I discovered you and I went to see you, because I didn't want to start with you without knowing what you do, because I didn't know the area, and you treat me. We were not even working together. That I got my basket. I got to say
Took a chance. Yeah.
amazing villa, and I got my massage. So I tried, and then you give me this wonderful address, this like Michelin star, and I know they're not Michelin star, but the food was incredible. Little area. I was so full with my gift certificate. So you really treated me so well that I know the clients will be treated very well as well. Huh? So
Great.
I like the fact that you, in Canada, they call it cottage, because trust me, these are not cottage what I saw. These are huge mansion. So not be misled, it was a word cottage. I also was impressed to meet your staff and how you treat them. They love you. And you have this big office, and then you offer them these beautiful homes where they stay. And I don't know many employers that offering a villa of that quality to their staff. So that's also to your honor. That's what I wanted to share with everyone.
You're amazing. They're my secret sauce, and they were all so integrated together now. So it's wonderful.
And when I went to your warehouse with the toys for the kids, everything was there. It's like, as you said, more like an hotel storage. And I don't even know if hotel will have all the things I've seen.
We are bigger. We have more linens than the JW Marriott.
Yeah, so too. That's so very different, I would say, from a normal rental company. You're also like a DMC. I like the fact, hotel, decentralized hotel. So. So we do have a few questions, but Diane, she wants your contact information, but you're going to be sending the recording together. You have a beautiful newsletter and your information. Somebody's asking the price will be in Canadian dollar, not in US, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
No? And someone else would like to rent a cottage where Goldion loves, that Goldion loves. So I don't Hello, Hilary said, I heard that the Windermere house sold recently and will be getting some update done to the property. Do you have any information on the plan for that?
So it was sold last year. The new owners bought it last year, and now it is a 4-season resort, so it doesn't close. They have built hot tubs outside and saunas. And if you go on their Instagram, you will see a lot of stuff that they're doing. And it is a really fun place, and the new owners are really fun. And they actually have developed their own craft beer that is in the pub. Windermere has, as I said before, it has a veranda where it is very popular to watch the sunsets with the sushi bar. It's also got fine dining and a pub. And in the pub, they have their own craft beer, but they also have other types as well. Yeah, so it's great.
Jennifer said, great presentation. She just over 1 hour to Muskoka, so very familiar. She would like to know your book, and I can tell her you can send us a request.
Here's Cindy. Cindy is with me here. And Cindy is our
Hello, Cindy again.
she's our travel advisor specialist, and she's just at Cindy@JaynesLuxuryRentals.com.
When you do the follow-up, you will do that. Everybody, Jayne has offered us a special commission of 12.5%. So if you want to copy us together in the reservation and so on. Voilà. And you also guarantee the parity between, of course, the direct clients and the travel advisor.
Of
Carola
course.
would like to say about a copy of the presentation so she can share with her leisure teams. Someone else is asking if there is a water taxi available for transportation, or if you do not use private boats.
So we can either, it depends what they want. If they're going out for dinner, we can order a water taxi for a dinner. There's water taxis available at many of the marinas. But if you want a boat captain for a couple days or a couple hours a day, that type of thing, then you can order that directly as well. So it really depends on what you're looking for.
Perfect. Julie, when do you have an inquiry? What is the best way to begin? A Zoom call? So Jayne is on our www.letsconnect365.com, and you can book a little Zoom, a 15-minute Zoom with Jayne if you want to speak to her directly or this way as a private Zoom. Jennifer, is there any winter rental available?
Absolutely. All of these properties are 4 seasons. We have a lot of beautiful things to do in the winter, such as skidooing, ice fishing, skiing, skating, and prices are, about 40%. So 40% of the listed price. So very, very good deals as well.
Steve wants to know how cold is a lake for swimming. Can you jump in the lake from some of the home?
Absolutely. The water is really, really warm in the summer. I would say it's well over 80, and it is, and you can jump. That's why people come here. One of our Malibu guests who has a home in Malibu last summer said, "My kids don't like swimming in the ocean. They love swimming here." So, having these crystal clear lakes is something, and maybe that's what brings Californians here. I don't know, but yeah, the water is great and warm.
Julianne, Jayne will be sending you the information, so you will get her email and send the email. Karen, I've worked with Jayne and they are so helpful. Thank you, Karen.
Great, thank you, Karen.
Steve, is a cleaning service automatically included? And do any of them have pools?
Great. So cleaning is included. If you're staying, say you're staying for 2 weeks, you have a linen change during your stay. And if you're renting a beautiful cottage, such as one in the background, you're getting 18 hours of cleaning included during your rental. You could have that split out over 2 or 3 days. I'm just looking at emails on my concierge side, and guests, actually, our strong repeat guests, are getting in touch with us now and saying, "Can I please have my cleaning booked on Tuesday and Thursday between these times?" So that's how customized we are. We send you texts the night before they're coming, but this is all straightened out with your guests before when they want their cleaning.
Steve, you know the flight from
the pools, there's many cottages. In Muskoka, there's not as many cottages that have pools, but the cottages on Lake Simcoe do have pools. The water is a little bit rougher there, and so that's why a lot of them have pools.
Yeah. Steve, you want to know the flight from City Airport? Or you mean from the international airport, or you said it was 10 minutes to go to the City Airport from Pearson International?
Yeah, so there's a flight. So it's 10 minutes away. If you're flying into Pearson, we get to pick you up, or you can take a cab right there to the private airport, and then it would fly up to either seaplane or charter to one of the airports in Muskoka.
Voilà.
And that would be 40 minutes by,
30 minutes by seaplane.
30 to 40 by seaplane, 30 by going to one of the airports.
Yeah, but I think it's so cool from the airport when you arrive. 10 minutes later, you take another plane and you land in front of your villa. That would be cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got to tell you, a few years ago, some English royalty were here and they wanted to land in front of the villa on Lake Rosso. And unfortunately, it was a little cloudy in front of the villa. So we had to go to the Lake Joe Club and meet there. So all of a sudden, because of sky conditions, things get changed very last minute. So all of my team are going over there with their vans and stuff like that to pick them up and take them to the cottage. Another thing I want to say is there is helicopter landing pads here as well. And so if anybody wants to come by helicopter, we can arrange that.
But that's why you do much more than just renting the villa. Look at this cloudy day, oop, boom, change everything, and oh, that's great. Huh? Jayne, so yes, we can drive from Toronto. I came from Toronto and I drove like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half maximum, lovely road. So for me, I thought it was lovely. Plus, I didn't know the area, so that was excellent. And
Yeah, I felt that
huh?
it wasn't the best weather, but really we do get a lot more sun than other areas, like a lot more sun than Toronto and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's
But
got-
even in March, it was lovely. Huh?
oh, I don't know.
But you know, I didn't know better. Huh? So
Yeah.
for me, I was like, wow, already. I can
Mhm.
imagine maybe the summer, but I think that was
Well, I hope you come back in the summer. I'd love to show you it in the summer. It's crazy. Every single car in Fort Carling is a BMW or a Range Rover or whatever. And every single car in Fort Carling in the winter is a pickup truck.
okay. Well, thank you very much. I do not see any more questions. Everyone, I put www.letsconnect365.com. This is a link to do a 15 minutes Zoom with Jayne and our other hoteliers and DMCs, every partner. So, but thank you for your time, Caroline. Great presentation. I didn't know this area at all. Thank you. Yeah, and I know, Jayne, you're not known yet. I know you're famous in Canada, and I mean, for people who do rent, but I'm glad to see that there was strong interest for you today for the webinar. And it's
Great.
quick, everybody has a quick, flight to Toronto, if people want to
Yeah.
know a little bit more.
Well,
on
thank you for representing me, Dominique. I'm
Oh,
looking
you're
so
welcome.
forward to working with your
Voilà.
advisors and welcoming their clients here.
Okay, and you have home of all sizes and all prices, huh? So
We
you have
do.
money for everything, but at
We
least
have from 5,000 a week to 100,000 a week. Canadian, big deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Huh? All right, I see one more message, but it may be thank you, Tara, thank you, Dominique and Jayne, wonderful information. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank
Wish
you.
a great day, and I'll see you shortly on another webinar. Bye-bye.